I'd probably show around 30 to 50 homes every single month, specifically in the northern Denver metro area. And if someone moving from another state asked me where I would tell my own family to start looking in Thornton, Colorado, these are the three neighborhoods that I would start looking at first. Not because they're the most expensive, not because they're the newest, because they consistently give buyers the best combination of value, lifestyle, resale, amenities, and location. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one is going to fit you. Before I dive into the neighborhoods, I do want to just give you a quick background on Thornton, Colorado. So, Thornton, Colorado, as of 2026, has a population of approximately 145,000 plus residents, making it one of Colorado's largest cities. And Thornton has actually almost doubled in population since 2000, making it also one of the fastest growing communities in the North Metro area. The median age is going to be around 35 years old, and this city is going to be very, very family oriented and great for people that are outdoors lovers and are really looking to be in the middle of everything that is happening. And with that, I will say that the location of Thornton, Colorado is going to be the biggest selling points. And when we're looking at driving times, downtown Denver is only going to be about 20 to 25 minutes away from you. You're looking at 30 to 35 minutes when you're traveling to Boulder, 30 to 35 minutes when you're traveling to the Denver International Airport. Westminster is about 10, 15 minutes away. Broomfield's about 15 minutes away. Interlochen is about 20 minutes away. Longmont is sitting about 35 minutes. And then Fort Collins is about an hour away from you. And Colorado Springs is only about an hour and a half from you as well. So you're sitting right in this super convenient spot for travel, for travel outside of the state. You're sitting right around all of these major highways. We have I-25, which is that highway that is going to run north and south, and it's very convenient. You definitely want to keep in mind rush hour and traffic times when it comes to rush hour, but I-25 is going to be very convenient for you to get from one part of the state to the next. And then we also have E-470, which is going to be a toll highway that allows you to kind of cut around the eastern side of the northern metro and get to all of those places like Commerce City, Aurora, Parker, Castle Rock a lot quicker if for any reason I-25 is at a standstill or backed up or traffic is just extreme there. That highway is going to get you to where you want to be very quickly. And then you also have Highway 36 that's very close by. Northwest Parkway is very close, and then the North Inline Commuter Rail into downtown Denver has great access in Thornton, Colorado as well. So if you're looking to be right smack in the middle of everything that's going on and be a very close commute to everything that is happening, then Thornton, Colorado is going to be a great fit. When it comes to cost of living, Thornton, Colorado is still one of the best values for the northern Denver metro area. And when we're comparing average detached home prices, approximate mid 2026 ranges, Thornton is sitting around $575,000 to around $650,000 for a single family home. Westminster is around $650,000 to $725,000. Broomfield is even higher, from $700,000 to about $850,000. Littleton even higher, $700,000 roughly to around $900,000. Arvada, $700,000 to $850,000. Erie is going to be about $800,000 plus for the same home. So when we're talking about Thornton, you're going to get a way better bang for your buck. You're going to be able to have a lot more square footage, a lot bigger home, potentially a basement that is fully done. You're going to be able to have a large yacht, a large lot. There are so many different things that you're able to have in Thornton, Colorado for the exact same price as a lot of these nearby cities. And so what's good about this too is that a lot of people want to be right in the middle of Broomfield, or they want to be right in the middle of Boulder or Denver because they want to be close to everything that's happening in those cities. But when you're living in Thornton, Colorado, you could spend a lot less on your housing. You could get a great, beautiful home, something that you're going to love and be truly happy in, that is not as expensive as some of these surrounding areas, but you're only a 10, 15, 20-minute drive from all of the things that you want to do. And in my opinion, that is a very reasonable commute to have in order for you to save hundreds of thousands of dollars for you to get the exact same home that you would get in these different areas. When it comes to the real estate market right now in Thornton, Colorado, we are still seeing a very strong buyer's market, and we are actually seeing this quite often throughout many cities in Colorado. And so there's going to be way more inventory. There's tons of neighbors that are competing with several other people on the exact same street. And what that means is, as a buyer right now in this market, you have so much negotiation. And so Thornton, Colorado, again, is going to be the place for you to get the best bang of your buck. And also, we are seeing a higher day on market in Thornton. And so you're still able to get a great house that might be sitting on the market for over 100 days. And that gets you in that sweet spot for negotiation. So I'm seeing concessions be paid for rate buy downs. I'm seeing HOA dues be paid, closing costs be paid. I'm seeing post-closing occupancy where the sellers are actually willing to reduce the purchase price or give money to stay in the home for longer. There's a lot of different terms that we're seeing that are very favorable to buyers in this market. And so just understand that if you're looking for a great place to call home in Colorado, but you're looking for somewhere that is going to be more affordable but still gets you everything that you're coming to Colorado for, Thornton is probably going to be a great fit. And if you have landed on Thornton, these are some of the neighborhoods that I am constantly talking about and constantly sharing with people when they tell me that they want to move here. Neighborhood number one today in our video is going to be Signal Creek. And Signal Creek is just a beautiful neighborhood, and it really feels like you are on a mountain trail without having to leave the city. And so there is a beautiful walking path that goes through the entire neighborhood that has these beautiful mature trees. And I want to say, I'm pretty sure it's along Signal Ditch. Signal Ditch is the river, is the creek, Signal Creek. I think it's I'll have to put it on there, but it's a creek that you have this beautiful walking path, and it's paved. And so if you want to walk your dogs, if you want to go on a walk with your kiddos, if you want to go on a bike ride, if you want to go for a run, it's a really beautiful area for you to do so. And you don't have to go far in order for you to be in an area that is shaded and covered with all these mature trees. And so Signal Creek number one is just going to be absolutely beautiful. And then the type of person that Signal Creek is going to attract is going to be families, professionals, remote workers, and people that are wanting larger homes. The typical prices that we're seeing in Signal Creek are going to sit around $650,000 to $850,000. It's definitely going to depend on the upgrades, the size of the home, all of that jazz. And so that is a little bit of a big range, but you're able to find a great home at that lower price point. And as you go up in purchase price, you really are able to see that price reflected in Thornton, Colorado. It's not like in Boulder where sometimes you go $100,000 to $200,000 over, and you're not really seeing too big of a difference in your options. Whereas in Thornton, if you go up by $50,000, $100,000, you're going to see quite big changes in the type of homes that you're looking at. So Thornton and Signal Creek is also going to offer larger lots, mostly two-story homes, many finished basements. And what's great about this, like I said, is that there's the mature trees, walking paths, there's a pool, tennis courts, there's a huge community feel. It's really easy to feel at home once you move here because everybody is out and about and doing things, and it's really easy to connect with people when they're not inside their homes. And it's close to a golf course, it's very quiet, and Signal Creek has excellent resale. So if you're somebody that is moving to Colorado, you just know that you're not going to be in Thornton, Colorado forever, or you're just trying to get your foot in the door in real estate and you want to end up in a more expensive area in the state, then Signal Creek is going to give you quite a bit of security when it comes to being able to gain equity and being able to appreciate on your home values. So it's a great neighborhood, it's a beautiful neighborhood, and I can't recommend it enough. Signal Creek is also right next to trail systems. You're super close to King Supers, the Orchard Town Center, Todd Creek Golf Club, Top Golf, and the Denver Premium Outlets. And then you're about 20 minutes to downtown Denver, 30 minutes to the airport. The schools are generally desirable neighborhood schools, and I still do encourage people to verify boundaries, but do remember that Colorado is now a choice state. And so regardless of where you live, as long as you can figure out how to get your kiddo to the school, you can enroll them in any school that you choose. People that should avoid Signal Creek are going to be people that are wanting a newer home, and also people that are wanting a more affordable area, and people that are wanting to stay under that $550,000 price range. You're just really not going to find what you're looking for, and you're probably going to be looking at fixer-uppers if you're looking at that price range in this specific neighborhood. Signal Creek is also going to be one of those neighborhoods that, even though we are in a buyer's market, there is quite a bit of desirability, there's quite a bit of competition, especially when properties are being priced right. And so it's important to understand what's going on in this market, and really get clear on what kind of home you want, and where you want to be located within that neighborhood, because we just want to make sure that we have an eye on it and that you're the first one to know anytime that one of those homes comes available, because a lot of people are pricing very aggressively, and what that does is it just brings a ton of traffic, and it often results in them going under contract the first weekend. And that's great for the seller, and oftentimes by pricing aggressively, they're just able to get up to what the market value is anyways. But you just want to be prepared that if you are looking for a specific home within this neighborhood, that you have all the information handy so that you can move on it if you choose to do so. Okay, the next neighborhood on our list today is going to be Hunter's Glen. And a lot of people are very surprised when I mention this neighborhood. Not a lot of people know that it even exists. And it's going to be one of the more affordable areas that still gets you a beautiful home in a beautiful area. The average prices, like I was saying, you're going to be closer to $500,000 to $700,000. You're getting excellent value here. One of the biggest selling points about this area is going to be Hunter's Glen Lake. Absolutely gorgeous. It's super easy for you to just go to a trail, for you to go to one of the parks, for you to walk around the lake, and there's tons of trees, tons of mature landscaping, and it's really a community that feels established. And again, this is going to be a really easy place for you to build a community, because everybody is out and enjoying the lake and walking their dogs and hanging out with their family and the kiddos. And so if you like to be out and about, if you don't want to travel far in order to have like a water attraction at your fingertips, then Hunter's Glen is a great neighborhood. And many Colorado neighborhoods do not have mature trees and mature landscaping. And so Signal Creek and Hunter's Glen are going to be some neighborhoods that the spring is gorgeous, the summer is so green and so lush, and when it becomes fall, it becomes a showstopper. So both of these neighborhoods are truly great options. The perfect buyer for Hunter's Glen is going to be families, dog owners, people that really want walkability, and people that are looking for established neighborhoods. And I will also say that I have quite a bit of clients that are living in Hunter's Glen right now that are thinking about moving up to places like Signal Creek and other more expensive neighborhoods within Thornton, Colorado, and other surrounding cities. And so if you're somebody that wants a more expensive neighborhood, but you can't necessarily afford it right now, Hunter's Glen is also going to be a great place that is going to hold its value, that it allows you to get your foot in the real estate market, and it allows you to get established here, build some equity, and then sell when you're ready and take some of that profit to go buy the home in either the neighborhood or the city that you want to be in. But in the meantime, Hunters Glen is going to be a great neighborhood for you, even if you're not necessarily wanting to stay there forever. You also are going to have tons of trails, shopping, and restaurants close to Hunters Glen as well. But the people that shouldn't be looking into this neighborhood are people that are wanting new construction, because there is no new construction in Hunters Glen. This is a mature neighborhood. If you want new construction, there are other neighborhoods that we could definitely talk about. So neighborhood number 3 is going to be East Lake. And personally, out of the 3, this is going to be my favorite, because every single time I am at the East Lake reservoirs, I see beautiful bald eagles in the trees, and I just love the sign of an eagle. I just love the sign of an eagle. It tells me that I am in the right direction and that everything's going to work out. So I love being in East Lake, and it also has a water attraction. So that's what's also awesome about all 3 of these neighborhoods. It's going to be that, there's really not a lot of places for you to go swim. There's not like a lazy river. We truly have only a certain season for tubing the river. It stays cold. And so being from New Mexico and having just all of this water that I was like constantly in and being able to be around, I missed that moving up to Longmont where we were at. And so what's neat about all 3 of these neighborhoods is that you have water at your fingertips, and you have the sound of water and the view of water, and all of them are going to be great places to recreate. And East Lake specifically, if you are a runner, if you've got a dog, if you've got a family and kiddos, this is a great place for you to go on a walk. And there's plenty of different trails, and the neighborhood is just absolutely gorgeous over here as well. And it feels like it's really tucked away in its own little oasis. So I just love East Lake. And when we're talking about the prices, we're sitting around that $500,000 to around $700,000 based on the type of home that you're looking at. So truly quite affordable when we're talking about Colorado real estate prices. And we're seeing a mix of single family, townhomes, condos, and newer homes nearby. And a big selling point is going to be those East Lake shores, the trails, paddleboarding, fishing, views, the train station, and very easy commuting. So if you are somebody that likes to be active, if you love to be outside, you are going to love this neighborhood. And the perfect buyer for this neighborhood is going to be young professionals, commuters, first-time home buyers, and families. And nearby, you are going to have the East Lake Nature Preserve, the light rail, tons of retail in the Denver premium outlets, different types of shopping, restaurants, tons of trails, and tons of community recreation as well. If you are somebody that is looking for large acreage, though, this is not the neighborhood, and you should definitely steer clear, because you're just not going to find that in... Which one were we at? You're just not going to find acreage in East Lake. Okay, now that we've gone over those neighborhoods, I do want to share with you things that I come across buyers not understanding and not knowing time and time again about Thornton, Colorado when I have conversations with them. And I truly think that if you are aware of these things, that it can just truly help provide some insight and potentially help you avoid making certain mistakes and ending up in the wrong area. So the number one thing is that Thornton is huge. Not every neighborhood feels the same, and some neighborhoods actually feel like you're in a completely different place altogether. You have East Thornton, West Thornton, North Thornton. All of these feel completely different. And then some homes are going to have Metro District taxes. You want to always verify tax bills. You want to always take into consideration how far they are into building these different communities, because in a lot of these new build communities, they are not done. And because of that, they still need to charge property taxes in order to build the infrastructure, the schools, the parks, the playgrounds. And so because of that, your taxes are going to go up because you're in a Metro District taxing area. And so that is very important. There are some of these communities that are actually absolutely beautiful, and we can have a conversation about what your bottom dollar looks like and if it's worth it for you to be spending more in taxes. But a lot of people that I talk to, they don't want those crazy hikes in their taxes. They don't want to get into a home and then 5 years later it not be affordable for them anymore, and them not truly have any equity in the home because they've just been spending so much money on the taxes, and just trying to make ends meet because their taxes have gone up so much. And I have worked with people that have moved from certain areas because their taxes have gone up, and so it's a real problem, and it's something that you should be mindful of and definitely consider. And if you have questions and you want to know how to figure out if a home is in taxing a metro district taxing area, then reach out. I'd love to help you, and I'd love to provide some clarity and truly insight on how that can change how much you're spending every single month on your housing quite significantly. Another thing to consider is that new construction can definitely be a great opportunity for you to save some money, but it's not always the better option. And I talk to so many people that say, only new construction. That's where I'm going to get the best bang for my buck. That's all that I am interested in. And you can use concessions that are paid for by the seller on resale properties to buy down your interest rate. Your interest rate is not set in stone. There's so many different things that we can do to manipulate the numbers to really make sure that the payment is where you want it to be. And so new construction, it could definitely be a great opportunity. You can get a great interest rate, but there are certain situations that I see people getting into new construction, and they're not working with an agent. And I talked to a new build specialist like a week and a half ago now, and we were speaking about inspection and just warranty, and she said that she never recommends for any of her clients, and these are people that are going directly to the builder. This is the person that you're going to be working with as your point of contact. She said that she does not recommend getting an inspection until month 10 or 11 after you have owned and been in the house, because the warranty, where the builder will come back and fix everything, is for a year. And so she said that you can, if anything is wrong, you can submit a claim and on that warranty, and the builder will, and there's like a whole story. You can submit a claim on that warranty, and the builder will come out and they will fix it. And this is awful advice. If there's something wrong with the home, you want to be notified as soon as possible. I want to know if there is a leak. I want to know if there's plumbing issues. I want to know if there's foundation issues. I want to know if there's a mold problem. I want to know this before I move into the home, not after, not when I need to worry about my things getting ruined, not when it's difficult to now relocate to a hotel or like get housing in order for work to be done. I don't want to go through that. I want to have this remedied before I ever move into the property. And let's say that you move into the property. I would much rather have it be day one that all of this is being found and remedied, not 10 months, 11 months after you have been in the property, because water, it creates more problems. Foundation, that can create more problems. Mold grows. And so we want to be aware of these things way sooner than 11 months out. And so new construction, you definitely want to be working with an agent. And it doesn't have to be me, but you want to be working with somebody that can be your representation in between the builder, because the builder's rep is working for the builder. They are not working for you. You are a customer. You are not their client. Whereas if you're working with a realtor, they have a fiduciary duty to protect your best interest. And so I always recommend, if anybody is looking into new construction, definitely reach out to a realtor. If you're looking at new construction in Colorado, hello, I would love to help you. Make sure that you reach out. I'll put all my information right there. But just remember, new construction is not always going to be the best deal. And there's often times that people are able to get that more mature lot, more mature trees, a bigger lot, a bigger home for the same amount monthly that they're looking for and it not be new construction. So there's going to be some people that new construction is perfect for, and then there are some people that it's not perfect for. And so it's just important that you understand that we should be looking at all of the possibilities, not just immediately narrowing it down into new construction, because we could find you an incredible home that checks all the boxes, that's not going to have these crazy tax increases, that also has a great interest rate because we were able to ask for concessions from the seller. So new construction is not always going to be the best option. It's important that you remember that your commute absolutely matters. There's going to be parts of Thornton that get you 10 minutes, 15 minutes further from certain areas than another neighborhood. And it's important that you're not doing these commute times on the GPS at the best time of the day. It's important that you're doing them during rush hour, during the times that you're going to be going to work, during the times that you're going to be leaving work. And so the commute times can truly, if you move somewhere and you end up spending so much of your time just stuck in the vehicle, a lot of people end up relocating because their commute time is just outrageous and they didn't move here to be in the car all day. So make sure that you keep the commute times in mind. And then insurance. Insurance is not going to be the same everywhere. If you are in a single family home or if you are in a condo, a townhome, things really vary, and they're also going to drastically vary neighborhood to neighborhood. And so you always want to get quotes and you want to start on this as early as possible. And I can also help you. I've got some great insurance companies, but just keep in mind that insurance is still going to be expensive in Thornton. We do still get some crazy weather in Thornton. It's not as bad as places that are further out to the east side of Colorado, but Thornton is located on the east side of I-25. And so with that being said, you do just automatically get more severe hail in these areas. When we're talking about how Thornton compares to different cities that are surrounding, Thornton is truly going to give you the best bang for your buck. This is where the best value is. But when we're talking about Westminster, it's going to be more established. It's closer to Denver. There are higher prices though. If we're talking about Broomfield, it is going to have higher home prices. There's newer homes though, and it's also going to have higher income, so higher paying jobs. Erie, there's a lot of new construction. There's really not a lot of mature neighborhoods in Erie. There's so much new construction. And so if you're not somebody that necessarily wants to just have homes and homes and homes and homes, Erie might not be the best place for you. But it is going to get you closer to Boulder. So that is a pro of Erie. And it also does get you closer to places like Longmont and places that are further up north. Brighton is going to give you a lot lower prices actually than Thornton. You do get more of a rural feel. There is more like farmland and homes that have a lot more acreage. So if you're looking for quite a bit of acreage, you should definitely look at Brighton over Thornton. Commerce City is going to be closer to Denver International Airport, but it also, I don't think that you get as much of a Colorado mountain type vibe in the city of Commerce City as you do in Thornton, so that's something to consider. But overall, Thornton is going to be a really great fit for quite a bit of people. So if this was a city that you are thinking of, if you still have questions, definitely reach out because there's so much more that I can share. And there's so many more neighborhoods that are great as well. But truly, I just love East Lake, I love Signal Creek, and I also love Hunter's Glen. If you're relocating to Colorado, remember that choosing the right neighborhood is almost always going to be better than choosing the right house. You can change your kitchen, you can update your bathrooms, you can remodel the deck, you can do all of these changes to your home, but you can't move the neighborhood. And so make sure that the place that you are buying a home is going to be the right fit for you, because if it is not, there's probably a higher chance of 50% that you're going to be selling your home and buying a new home, and that is stressful. It costs a lot of money and it doesn't have to happen. And If we get you somewhere where you can stay longer and really start to build value and build equity and become part of the community, I always find that that's a way better experience than moving here, kind of just shooting in the dark and not knowing the right place. Because almost always the people that do that, they end up moving because they didn't get it right. They didn't do the research. And if you don't want to do the research, please reach out. I'm happy to do the research. I do this every single day, and I'm happy to really take out the time and really save you some energy and save you some headache and help you get to the place that you should be focusing on a lot quicker. Thornton, Colorado in general is going to be a great fit for you because it has more than 2,000 acres of parks and open space. There's over 90 miles of trails, making it one of the more recreation-oriented suburbs in the North Metro. The city operates over 30 parks, several recreation facilities, and multiple community events throughout the year. There's Orchard Town Center, the Denver Premium Outlets, and major retail corridors all within a short drive of much of Thornton, giving all residents access to extensive shopping without driving into Denver. The city's location along the I-25 corridor makes it attractive for commuters that are working in Denver, Broomfield, Boulder, Louisville, Westminster, or even northern cities that are further like Loveland and Fort Collins. And Thornton offers housing from an entry-level condo and townhome price point through luxury homes, making it one of the few front-range cities where buyers actually have multiple budget levels to choose from and have multiple options within the same communities. So if you are somebody that wants to move to Colorado, if you're somebody that wants to move to Thornton, Colorado, if you have questions, if you want to know what the next steps are so that you can really make this move successful, please reach out. Please give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call with me so that we can get to know each other further and I can really get to know what your situation is, and so that we can get clear on where you should be looking based on who you are, who's coming with you, and what you're trying to do in Colorado. And make sure that you like, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to stay up to date every single time that I post another video. There's going to be a lot more videos on my channel that are going to go through the relocation process and just great information that you should know if you're thinking about buying a home in Colorado or relocating and buying a home in Colorado. And there's also a relocation guide in the description below. There's a home search in the description below. And there's also a home buying process for 2026 if you want to kind of go through the resources and learn some more information on your own before reaching out. So with all of that being said, if you're somebody that's looking at Thornton, Colorado, you should definitely look at Signal Creek, East Lake, and Hunter's Glen as all great options as neighborhoods to check out when relocating here. And without further ado, before I yap any further, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I'll see you in the next video.